سلام همه. امروز نوکیا بازیش رو باخت متاسفانه. البته 2-2 هستن. هنوز 3 تا بازی دیگه مونده و امروز با سرمربی این تیم که قبلا وعده‌شو داده بودیم قرار مصاحبه بکنیم و یه چند سوالی ازشون بکنیم که چون تجربه خیلی متفاوتی داشت. So, I'm here with Greg.
Yes.
Hi, thanks.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you, same. And then thanks for giving us this time.
Absolutely.
Because after the game it's not easy actually to do discussion or having an interview.
Yes.
But I'm sure that you have a lot of experiences that would be interesting to our audience. That they're from different countries, especially from Middle East, Iran, CIS countries, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Turkey, and many countries. And as you know, I have already told you that we are helping them to learn the Finnish language and then Swedish language, come here to continue their education at high schools or vocational schools, and then live and then build their finest future. So this is already talking, but I want to ask first about your experience as a basketball coach here in Finland.
Yes.
And how many years you're here, but first we can start with your introduction if you want.
Sure. Well, my name is Greg Gibson, and I am originally from Virginia, state of Virginia in the United States. And I knew sports were always important in my family's life and in our lives with my brothers. And I had an opportunity in high school to get a scholarship for university, which is a very big thing in America because we have to pay for our university and it's very expensive. So I was fortunate enough to earn a basketball scholarship to University of South Carolina at Aiken, where I attended school and graduated from. I had, after graduation, I had an opportunity if I wanted to follow my education and be a teacher. Or basketball-wise, I had a really solid last 2 years of playing, and I was given an opportunity to play professionally. So I decided to take the basketball route, thinking maybe I'll play a couple years and then get into my profession. But sure enough, things went so well, I ended up playing professionally for 10 years. I played 7 years of professional basketball in Australia. And then I had a short season in Malaysia, and then I actually finished up my playing career here in Finland.
Okay.
So basketball, through my studies, because in America you have to study, you have to get good grades to keep your scholarship, but the combination gave me an opportunity to see the world. I've been, and then following my playing career now, this is my 23rd year as a head basketball coach.
Wow.
So if you take 10 years of playing and 23 years of coaching, 33 years, I have been just so lucky to see so many things around the world, meet so many people, play in some of the biggest competitions in Europe, and continuously learn a lot. And that's the beauty of everything for me right now is, like I said, meeting people and learning things every single day and just trying to be a better coach every day to help our team be successful.
Okay, so can you tell us about your journey and your story, how you ended up in Finland?
Yeah, I can. So after year 8 of playing professional basketball, my agent called and said, there's an opportunity to play in Finland. Would you be interested? And I guess it was quite a transition, leaving Australia where it was plus 40 and getting to Finland where soon it was minus 40 degrees Celsius. So that was quite a transition, but just wanted to experience the European style of basketball more than anything. I thought it was the right time to make a change, and so I ended up in Finland playing for 2 seasons up in Kauhajoki, which is a team in our league now, and settled down here, met my wife at that time, been married for 15 years now, and have 2 wonderful kids. And so my life has basically been here, as I like to tell people, my base camp is now in Finland and has been for the last 20 years.
Okay, and then how old you were when you...
So when I came to Finland, I was 28 years old till 2 years, so I was 31, and got into coaching right after that. So when I stopped playing my 10th year of professional basketball in Finland, I actually went back to the U.S. thinking I would start teaching, but ended up coaching at a prep school in Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
I had an opportunity through a friend of mine to be the head coach. So that's how I started my professional coaching career. And the following year, the team that I played for, Kauhaioki, said, would you like to come back? And I kind of thought they wanted me to come back to play. And I was like, no, I'm done playing. I'm finished playing. No, our coach resigned. We want you to be the head coach of our team here in Finland. So that's actually how I ended up getting into the coaching ranks many years ago.
Nice. You said Kauhaioki because we have also different schools there.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, we have different schools, vocational schools,
Yes.
and then many students are like studying there.
That's right.
And yeah, so you're originally from the US, and so if you want to compare both the life and also this professional life that you have, because big NBA is there back in US, and then you're like having 15 years now here coaching.
Yes.
So if you want to compare the up and downs differences.
Well, obviously, it was maybe a dream of mine to one day as a player be in the NBA or maybe as a coach be in the NBA. But I often knew, because I know how difficult it is as a player to play in the NBA. I know how tough it is to get into the coaching ranks.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not what you know, but who you know, unfortunately, which isn't always fair. But I knew right away early on that first of all, I had to decide, do I really want to be a coach? Coaching's not for everybody, just like any profession. Lots of peaks and valleys. You got to have, as I say, kind of alligator skin, because if you're not winning, you take a lot of criticism, and when things are well, then maybe it's okay. But that part I've learned to not worry about. And I knew just the European style for me for basketball was where I wanted to be. I just have a love for the European style of basketball. And so, I mean, you tie that into the fact that I just love living here in Finland. I love the people. I love, yes, it's very cold here in the wintertime, but the summers are wonderful.
Yeah.
I think the opportunities for you to learn different things is here that maybe in a big country like the USA, you might not get some opportunities because of USA just being so big.
Yeah.
And then from a family perspective, what a wonderful place to raise, my kids, and wonderful, if not the best school systems for learning here in Finland. And we decided a long time ago that this would be the base camp, and this is where we would have the family and then continue to grow with the basketball side of things.
Yeah, okay. So it's like a kind of private question, but I want to ask, do you speak English? Do you Finnish?
A little bit of Finnish.
A little bit.
Yeah, I speak a little bit, yes.
And it's also more private.
Yes.
Is it like about the nationality? Have you gotten your Finnish nationality? Or?
I have my permanent residency.
Okay.
So I have not taken, I've been challenged a few times from former assistant coaches that maybe they've always said I would do fine on the language test of the, but there really hasn't been a need for me to have it. With my permanent residency, I just renew it every 6 years, I believe, and there's no advantages for me to have my Finnish citizenship. Maybe one day that'll change, but at home, my wife, who is Finnish, speaks all Finnish. I speak all English, and from an early on, my kids have been bilingual right from the very beginning. So that was kind of our strategy. But I've never studied Finnish.
Okay.
But I've learned, even actually through my kids. My son is 13, my daughter's 11. That they can be wonderful teachers too as well. But maybe someday I'll sit down and learn. But my Finnish is okay. It's okay.
Okay,
yeah.
That is good. That is good. So this is like gives me the idea that if you're not from Finland and you're a foreigner, doesn't matter if you're from the US or from the other countries.
Right.
Is it the same if you want to develop your career, you want to grow here? Is it the same? I mean, for you as an American or others, like,
Well,
what is your perspective?
I mean, maybe in a bigger country there could be more opportunities, but also I think for me, like in a smaller country like Finland, I think once you're in and you really work hard, I think the opportunities can be very good here too as well. And because of the fact for me, there's not so many basketball coaches here. Okay, basketball is a smaller sport here in Finland compared to hockey.
Yeah.
I think the opportunities and the benefits can be even better than being in a big country.
Yeah.
I really believe that. I think the care that you get can be better. In a big country, it's sometimes you can get overlooked for things. Whereas here, you get more attention and detail is more important about things, and I think that's a big thing.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. This is also some question because you're from America and your kids. Have you ever discussed about are they going to have American nationality? Is it something big for them or?
Yeah, they do now. They have both nationalities.
Okay.
They have their American passport. They have their Finnish passport. That was something we wanted to do early on, just to make sure they had both. If one day they want to have an opportunity to do something in the United States, then they can do that.
Okay.
And vice versa, of course, they can always be here in Finland for work or sporting opportunities. You just never know. So that was something we did early on when they were babies, to make sure that they have both their citizenships.
So it's when it comes to learning, training basketball at the same time studying.
Yes.
So what would be as a professional coach, living the whole world, working and playing there? What do you think whoever wants to move to Finland and then continue their career in the basketball, what would be the best path they follow and they focus?
Yeah, I think, for me, it would be to be sure to get into a system, a club that, first of all, understands your situation, understands why you're here, that it's a combination of doing your schoolwork, getting your schoolwork done, and then, trying to develop as an athlete. I think that's the most important thing. And then it's about being sure that as far as scheduling, being sure the club has a system set up to where, and most do, to where you're allowed to get that schoolwork done, and then you're allowed to train. Just a good balance. You don't want to go somewhere where, some clubs may have certain practices that are during school time, for instance, where you're missing classes, because that would be a big effect on the study part of it. So I would think, getting somewhere where there's a good balance, getting somewhere where coaches understand, and I think a lot do. I think that's really, really important.
Okay. Have you ever been coaching junior clubs?
Yeah, not professionally, but I've been, obviously here I'm involved with the juniors a lot. I try to, when I have time, especially in the summer, do some development work. We try to have some coaching clinics for the junior coaches to try to help them learn and develop. So, I try to be as involved because, the juniors are the future. And we have to not overlook them, because someday, we want them to be able to put a BC Nokia jersey on and play for the finals, like what's going on right now.
Okay. So one special question is,
yes?
when a junior wants to play for a professional club, are they doing signing an agreement and they are paying them, or is
in a lot of bigger clubs, your Spains, your Germanys, that could happen. Here, typically that doesn't happen, but the reward is, you're studying, you're learning the language in this case. And you're in a club that wants you to develop. So the bright side of it is, if you work really hard in the classroom, if you work really hard on the basketball court, for example, and you develop, when you're 17, 18 years old, then you could possibly get a contract with a professional team. And then that's when club will start to really take care of you. But that's kind of I would say here in Finland, that's kind of the frame of how it works. Of course, there's different situations, but typically, being a smaller market, not like Spain and ACB, some of these bigger leagues that will recruit players at a very young age, you don't generally see that a lot here in basketball.
Yeah, okay. Is it like, are they cooperating with the high schools a lot, the clubs?
Yeah, there is. There's academies through the high schools as well.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a combination where you're with the club, but there is some, and that's basically to get support from the government that helps with the academies. So, for example, we might have some 15, 16-year-old boys that are potential candidates to be really good players that are involved with the morning academy, but then in the afternoon, on different days or sometimes the same days, they're involved with their club team.
Okay.
And then play games with the club.
They have like kind of scouting program.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like, there might be from the Nokia local high school, there might be 15 boys and 15 girls that have potential, or they see something in, qualify for the academy.
Okay.
So that's a government-funded thing that's really, really good, and then they get their games and their other practicing through the club side of it.
Because we are like thinking to develop a program, so it's like to find the talents who are like athletes, who are like in different sports, especially basketball. So also encourage them at the same time, as you said, focus on the study, learn the language, and then we can help them to get into the clubs and like extra, like additional activities. Absolutely.
And if I understand what you're saying correctly, if these students really dig into their studies, or it can only benefit them to have more opportunities moving forward. So I think it's wonderful.
And then we have been always saying that Finland is like every year needing more than 60,000 professionals.
Yes.
And also more than 20,000 first-year students at schools.
Yes.
So what do you think would be like the first thing, I mean, part of the learning the language, to get themselves prepared for Finland?
Well, I mean, I think from a sporting side of things, you want to work hard at your sport. You want to be somebody that is seen. I think you want to be realistic.
Yes.
If it's something that maybe you're not passionate about, I would say I wouldn't try to do something that you're not just passionate about. First of all, you got to be passionate about what you're doing, sport, whatever it is you're doing, and then I would say just focus on doing everything you need to do. Focus on just being the best that you can be and working really hard, and then good things can happen. I mean, that would be my advice.
That is great. Thank you for your time, and
You're very
I hope
welcome.
that soon, because we have our colleague at Finland's Future, former player for Nokia.
That's right.
Junior national team player.
Yes.
And he has helped us to just have this time with you.
Good.
And then in the future, we are hoping that if we can getting some joint projects with professional clubs and our students and who are learning the language at the same time.
Well, we would love to learn more and potentially be involved someday. So hopefully we can help.
That is great news.
Be great.
So stay tuned.
Yes.
So thanks, Greg. So
thank you. All the
I
best.
hope that you will be successful in the final
Appreciate
games.
Appreciate
and
it.
be the champion of
Yes,
Finland.
sounds good.
Good.
Thank you.
Finger crossed.
Kiitos.
Thank you.
All right.